Okay. All right. Uh, 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 we should be live. Yeah, we are live. All right. We are live. First stream that I'm making. Uh, let's start. Yeah. So today is the 6th of May, 2025. The last update that I did was this one, 25 of April. So it's been some time now. Um, but yeah, let's start. So starting on the Bitcoin monthly chart, we close this month here. All right, it's not a bad close for the month. Now dropping to the weekly. Dropping to the weekly, we have this sus candle close, right? It's not the best looking, but I wouldn't invalidate uh, a push higher to this level here into the next week or next weeks. I wouldn't invalidate that scenario. I'm gonna talk more about it now. So let's now see what we got here. What changed since the last update that I did? So we we work we tested this level that I talked about of being a major resistance for BTC, right? The the bearish order block of the daily that was the origin of the move down, right? This is what I talked in the last time. So now where are we? We are rejecting from this level, but we are still holding the bands, DMAs on the daily. Um, this level here that I got, this 99 and 316 level, is a golden pocket level. It's a FIBO level that I have marked out here. See, this is for me an important level alongside with the FIBO level. This for me is the area that is the ultimate support. If we can start closing candles above this, I might get a swing long to take out these highs, at least. I don't know if you're gonna have continuation, but at least take out these highs. I think is the most probable scenario. Of course, this is just trading ideas. This is not actionable right now, but is something that we should have in the back of our heads. So, looking at the daily, we got the monthly open holding, right? The new monthly open that we got here. We got the yearly open that was tested today again and is holding as support, right? The yearly open. And now we are trying to get past the monthly open. So, what is my trading ideas? Looking at this chart now, we are holding, like I said, the EMAs and the yearly open. If we get to start working below this level, we start working here, we might get to the 90s and to this zone here that is the order block, right? That I talked about. This is the bigger resistance, and if we get maybe if this start a cascade move of longs being liquidated, etc., we might field all of this inefficiency here, right? And work into these levels here of the 8080s. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. All right. So what am I seeing now? Dropping to the lower time frames, to the execution time frames. We got this range. This is the range. This is the low of the range. This is the high of the range. This is the mid-level confluent with the monthly open. So this is the range. This for now is acting as a deviation. I get in the last days I was able to get a short from this area to the monthly open and a little bit to the yearly open. Was a good short, was something like here. I put my stop at the highs, targeting here to the first FTA, first treble area, 1.8 TR, and then to the early open, a risk profile of 2 and almost 3R. Was a good trade. Now, am I seeing now? Now we have a lower range that is this one that I have marked here with the one. This can vary, this can change, but it's basically this, the lower time frame range. Yesterday I wasn't able to get the short, but was a good place to short. Sometimes you don't need the big swings. The big swings are good if you want to risk more of your capital, right? But to get some 2 to 3 hour trade, a lot of times you just need to see how price reacts on the lower time frames. If he's on the zone of the bigger time frames, that is important, better. So we got uh, yesterday in this area we got a lot of shorting opportunities. I wasn't able to get because I'm not I'm not too comfortable yet to operate in these lower time frame levels. But we got, for example, this level here could have been a good short, right? On this order block here, this is a zone that is a there are NPOC was here too. It wasn't this one. NPOC was, I think, was this one here, maybe. Yeah, was somewhere in here. Uh, you could add here a very nice short, right? With a tight invalidation. Looking at the monthly open, this is a 3 hour trade. So sometimes doesn't matter very much how much is the the size of the move if your risk profile is in order. Then we got another one that this deviation here, if we drop to the 5 minute chart, this was what I saw. This should have been the trigger. Entering here, stop at his highs here, targeting monthly open. That's your 2 hour trade. You are out here. If you wanna see, if you wanna don't wanna close on strength, you could have write it back down here. You would have 2.5 hour trade, right? So this is past, right? Now we are looking to what I see is that we are rejecting to these levels. So I think there is a bigger possibility that we trade at least soon this area here of the low of the range. If we trade this and we take out these lows, this is a long scenario that I'm considering right now. I'm watching closely. If we get here and we just can start working above, I would act as this as deviation. I would enter in a position as soon as we get back inside, stop at the lows, targeting first treble area usually open, second treble area monthly open with the middle range. Then if we got lucky or maybe close, then we start working above. Then it's another trade, stop at whatever the lows are and targeting the high of the range, right? This is how I am approaching trading Bitcoin right now, level to level, in the bigger dropping to the lower time frames. But yeah, I think that's a really likely scenario that we shouldn't be getting away, right? We shouldn't don't consider. So, and then, like I said, if we start working below this level and I see underside retest start working above, that's my trigger, that's my stop, targeting this level here, and then we'll see when you get there, right? This is the ideas. Now, what if we start pushing up? If we start pushing up, the first area is really obvious, is this zone here, the high of the range. If we can see a push into here, maybe get some liquidity in this place that probably are, we can, if we can start working below, you already know, trigger, stop. If you want to be more wider stop, you can put your stop above this mid level and then targeting the whole move down. Like I said, there is a lot of possibilities. You just have to know how is your risk profile, if you want to be more of a swing of an intraday trade, whatever. So in Bitcoin is basically this. This is the level. This is inefficiency here. So I think that we are likely to see a correction. I'm not saying that this is gonna be the whole top. I'm saying that there is a high probability, in my opinion, of a correction, but I wouldn't invalidate to take out these highs on the higher time frame perspective, take out these highs, trade into this level at least. As soon as get back inside, that would be another trigger for me to go short, stop at the highs, targeting first trouble area. This is probably the 1 hour, then 2 hour, then we will see. Okay, and if we start sitting above acceptance, long, stop at the lows, targeting at first trouble area here, then we'll see probably new all-time highs. For Bitcoin, that's basically it. Now let's move on to to it to it. Let me just see if I can. It's the first stream, so I can see the time here. Yeah, I can. 13. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 13 minutes. All right. All right. All right. So it, like I said, I have a long idea on it, as you can see here. That's my long idea. This is an POC that we got here, and we got this order block here, right? This order block with this level, it's SR flip too. So I don't have the limit placed here yet because I don't know. This is just an idea. It's just the projection of what would be the trade. But if I see the price do something like this, I would get my trigger and my invalidate zone. Because putting my stop here, if I put the limit in the stop here, what is the risk? The risk is if this invalidation here, look, this is invalidation, not invalidation, this inefficiency here, see, this is a zone of inefficiency. You can see that right here. This is a zone of inefficiency. The risk if I get the limit here with the stop so tight and then God stop me out, take this inefficiency and then go higher. So I don't want that to happen. So I don't put any limits here on it. I just got my alerts ready, and if we trade this area, I could get probably a good long. What I do have, and this is one I can share, it's not something that I do and it's very risky. This one, you should know that is very risky. It's just something that I'm willing to risk with small size, but I have this limit on breadth, 3.4 hour trade to the monthly open to the order block of the 4 hours, right? And basically this is this order block here. It's very clean to me, this order block here, right? And we got this inefficiency here too. We just now it's starting to look even more risky because we just trade into this inefficiency and we reject. So, but I'm still keeping my limit. This is the limit of the inefficiency. We can see here, look, this inefficiency here would be a really clean level to trade. And I have a really easy invalidation because if we lost this zone here, we're probably going to feel all of this inefficiency. There is not much in this area here to hold the level. So we're probably going to trade lower. And then if we trade lower and I got stopped out of my position, let's imagine that we trade lower, I got stopped out of my position, feel all of this inefficiency, get back inside, that's triggered, I put my stop somewhere here, and I can probably find a good trade. But this is one that is the only limit that I have at the moment, is this one. We will see. This is another idea that if I get stopped out and the price starts trading above. But yeah, let's let's back to the Ethereum. Ethereum, like I said, it's on the very resistance level, right? All of this is going in the end of the day is going to depend how Bitcoin is going to react. What I can say on it is that we just tested this order block here. That's a weekly bearish order block. So I don't know. I wouldn't be longing or shorting in the swing perspective. If you can find a day trade on this, that's another thing. Um, but I wouldn't be shorting this on the because it's look at the price section. You can see it's very choppy in correlation with the other altcoins like Sol. Like this chart is the way more cleaner than this. So why would I trade this? Like this is very much choppy. And then if we look at ETH BTC, I think I never look at ETH BTC in the stream or in videos. ETH BTC is really on the pivot level. It's fucked, right? It's like this is really ugly. But would you like everyone say that it is dead and whatever it is? But you looking at this chart, do you think that longing on this zone here, shit, my draws, you think longing that shorting, I mean shorting in this zone here is the best option? Like, doesn't this look a little exhausted to you? Because to me it looks like a lot. Of course I'm not gonna be trying to knife catch this because look at this is ugly. But what I mean is we are on the point of so exhaustion that I wouldn't be surprised if in one candle we do something like this, you know. That's a 30% move on ETH. What do you think a move like that would do to the ETH if you are shorting it, you know? So I'm not gonna fade this and trying too long and I catch some low that might never happen in the near future, but I wouldn't be shorted either. So now looking at equities and Nasdaq, that what do we have? This is a zone that I have since the first video that I posted, right? This bearish order block. We are testing it now in equities and NQ. You are more above, but we still didn't take these highs. This is a very pivotal level. And now that I'm looking, it's almost look like a mid-level. It is kind of the mid-level between the monthly open and the yearly open. So this level is very important to me. in my opinion. Um, but it's having a good reaction, like I said on the last time. But I wouldn't be celebrating yet because we got inefficiency here. We still working on the order block, so I would wait to see if we really can have acceptance here, start working here. That's probably a good sign. In otherwise, if we just test it and then we start or here or don't even test and then we start working here again, then I think we're gonna go lower. That's just my opinion. That's just how I see the market. Uh, and NQ is basically the same thing. I think we are in a no man's land. I think if you are taking bets here, you can get fucked real. So I think you should be really watching closing your risk, managing your risk, because we are on the bands. That's another thing. The band is serving as a resistance. So you shouldn't be too happy that I saw on the other day on Twitter that we just had, I think, these 9 days or whatever it is. Yeah, I think these 9 days here of high was the first time since 20 years or something that we had 9 straight days of green on the market, something like that. But I wouldn't be this euphoric because, like I said, we are in a resistance zone. If we flipped, then yeah, you can probably have a much more good scenario inside, but it's still we are when we still are on this zone. I think you should be careful and manage your risk accordingly to this. Uh, Gold, that it is gold. Still, if you look at gold, still pushing, still pushing. I'm really curious if this level is gonna be important or not because this is a psychological level, 350, right? And this candle, it's kind of sus, but I'm not, to be honest, fading this. If you are fading this, good luck to you, to be honest. What can we see more? Let's look at Sol. Sol, I have some things on Sol too. So on Sol, what we can see is that here the band is basically serving as resistance, right? But they are kind of starting to cross. It's not usually really good. This is the trade, the range that we was trading most of the time. I couldn't get a short here because the price action was too choppy to me to execute. But if you believe like if you believe that we just broke out of the range, we're gonna go lower, you can always put your stop here, and there it is your 1.7 to our trade here, right? This what is this? This was some idea I think that I had. Yeah, this is the idea, but this is bigger. Wasn't a bad trade if I look at right now. Uh, but yeah, this is the range. We kind of broke the range, but I couldn't get a trigger. I don't know if I'm gonna have it now. The bigger range is this one. This area here was a place that I is very good to short. I didn't, but was very good. You can see that we had here clean take of these highs, right? The monthly open is serving as resistance. So I think if we can start working above this level and even more above this level, I think this is can be a intraday long with shorts with stops at the lows, targeting these highs again. Maybe even take out these highs here. Fuck my lines. Take out these highs. I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably a lot of liquidity resting above these highs. A lot of people probably shorting Sol with stop at these highs. So that's that's a good trading idea in my opinion. What can we look more? Oh, Fartcoin, yeah. Fartcoin is another one that the price section has been very clean to me in the last days. Very clean. So, Fartcoin, we just tested this major level, this order block. This is monthly open here now. Tested the mid level perfectly. Very good. We start ranging in this area. We start ranging. Um, Now we are working slightly above the mid level of the range. This here was a clean deviation. You could have traded this, like let's imagine you are here, you put your order here, you put your stop here because it's the order block candle, right? You put this, you target the mid level, that's a 2 hour trade, right? Now we are working above this mid level. You can find some good opportunities see how many times. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, this is all opportunities. If you know how to execute on the lower time frames, this could have been a really good trade. Like, let's see here today, we just tested, we couldn't get to acceptance back below, tested this candle here, could have been your trigger, this candle here. You put your order here, or not this. You put your stop at the lows. You target this level here, first trouble area. That's a 2 hour trade. If you see the price being choppy around here, you can close the trade for a 2 hour, and that's pretty good. 2 hour trade. If you can get 2 hour trades for a lot of times, it's all you need. Some people sometimes are looking for that big 10 hour trades, whatever. But the truth is that, in my opinion, that the real results, the long time results, are not built in a big swing of 20 hour, 50 hour. This is not the thing that you should be aiming for. I think you should be aiming for from risk profile of 2 to 3 hour trades, and I think that's good enough. And if you can find really consistency on 2 to 3 hour trades, you're probably gonna have good results. What I can see on Fartcoin is that we got an inefficiency here, right? This inefficiency. Let me put this like this. It's more obvious like this, I think. Like you can see, this is a level of inefficiency. I would love to see this being traded. I would love to see this being taken, test out the range highs, back inside, trigger, stop, target mid level, probably then this one. Of course, not like that on a straight line, like probably like something like this. Something like this would be more cleaner. Um, or even another push. But look at this price action. You see Fartcoin really clean. Look at these wicks. Like you saw these wicks, and you can see rejection here. This is big rejection, right? Look at that. Three drive. 1, 2, 3. Really, really clean. on Fartcoin. I would love to get now. This is kind of look like if you know like head, shoulder, head, right? It's kind of look like that. But a lot of times of my experience, like I see this happening a lot of times that people that most beginners see, oh look, this is a head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, right? I'm gonna short this. I'm gonna put stop above the right shoulder. This is a good trade. And then what does the price do? Price go, trade it, take out the liquidity here, and then there he goes. Just after take the right shoulder. This is something that I saw happen a dozen of times. So I would love to see price holding the mid level, coming into here, take out his inefficiency, taking out his liquidity on the right shoulder, then start working below. That's a trigger to short. You put your stop somewhere in here, and you probably have a really good setup to this low here of $1 Fartcoin. And then from down then on you'll see what you do. But really good. Another one, and to finish, I think we are at 30 minutes. That's good enough. The other one is Sui. Sui is another one that's really clean. Like again, look at these wicks. Look at this. This is really, really indecision and rejection from major levels. Like this is inefficiency got traded here. This is a inefficiency. Where it is? Where is it? Right. This was an inefficiency. Um, got traded here. Could catch a long here to the monthly open. Of course, we didn't trade. We didn't catch the monthly open. But let's say that's another thing. Let's say you are wanting to see this, right? Starting above, trigger, stop, whatever, targeting this. Let's say that's the trade that you took, right? Let's say that. Say you took somewhere in here. You put your stop, and there it is, your 2 hour trade. This is what you want to see. And now let's say you saw that. You saw the price come here really, really close, but didn't go to your target. Are you gonna round trip this? Are you gonna let the price come back to you all of this just because of this little thing? That's shit trading. That's not what you want to do. You want to adapt your risk profile while you are on a trade. Of course, you don't want to pick your position before gets target, right? But that's different. That's not what happened here. What we got here was a level of what is this distribution, right? Getting happen. When you saw this, you need to get out of the trade. Like if I saw this, if I was on a position and I saw this, especially this candle here, like I don't know if I would even catch all this move down, but let's say that I hold a position and then I saw this high getting taken in this rejection here, that would be my trigger to leave the position. Because you need to ask yourself what you're doing when you hold this type of position. Let's say you hold a position. What you actually was doing was basically taking this trade here. That's what you're doing basically. Now tell me, would you take this trade? Of course not, right? Look at this. 0.03 R. What is this shit? That's basically what you're doing when you letting your position get really really close to your target, but don't trade your target. Start to distribution, and you don't want to close the position, and then look what happened. That's what happened. And now, speaking like stop speaking on this for a moment. This is a really good double bottom. Look at this. I didn't saw that. Look at this, really, really clean. Take off the lows, dropping to the 5 minute. Look at this. Just take off the lows. Liquidity was grabbed here. We didn't we still have this inefficiency to be traded. I don't know if we're gonna have some, maybe some triple bottom, right? Something like that, and then get, if we get this, this is trigger, this is stop, there it is. I would love to execute this if we got a triple bottom, but I don't know. Now it's kind of late to enter a position. I'm not gonna chase price, but on Sui, like you can see here, I have three options to long this, three long ideas on Sui. Now I have four because like this one that I just described. If we can get the retest of this triple bottom, would be lovely to trade this with size. Uh, but then we got this major level here that if we got into here, that's trigger working above trigger, mid level working above trigger, lower. This is the bigger one. That's one that I will probably enter with the bigger size or even a limit, because if we trade all of this, we got into this, then you have a really easy invalidation. Like you have an NPOC here too. So entering here with your stop at this level, let's say, and you targeting back off into here or somewhere into here, that's a 2 or 250 to the 3 hour trade if you target the monthly open. And then the thing here is you don't need to take a full hour loss here probably, because let's say you see price coming into this level, you got your limit, you got triggered, and then the price goes into the mid level and reject, then you start getting a little bit uh, concern, right? Because that's what not what you want to see on a major support, on your opinion. So you don't want to see him reject on here. But if he does, and then let's say start working below, and you see acceptance below, that's the trigger to cut the short, to cut the long. I mean, and maybe you get some 0.3 hour loss instead of 1 hour, and that's make a lot of difference, right? Because if this is my hard stop, right? In case of I'm not looking at the screen, or I'm not, or if the move go really aggressive and feel off this inefficiency, you never know, right? And you don't want to be caught without stop, and then you whipped out half of your account and without even notice, right? You don't want that to happen. So you always want to put a hard stop in case of something happen. So that's my hard stop, because that's for me it's a completely invalidate point. So that's my hard stop. But my idea is to work above this level. So if I see price uh, took this level, reject, and start working above, I'm really be really fast to cut the trade, and maybe 0.2, 0.3 hour loss, then it's okay. If you get back inside, then yes, I will enter again, stop at the lows, and see you up there, you know. So in if this happens, I just took 0.3 R or 0.4 R loss, but then I just make a 3.5 R trade of win, right? So you want to manage your risk and manage your position while you are on a trade, because that advice that some people sometimes say, that just place the trade and leave it to get out of the screens, whatever, that's, I think, it's shitty advising, because first you are going to be avoiding the feeling of dealing with the trade. You're not going to be learning anything, because you're just not looking at it's just like a gambling. I'm going to place this here and then I'm going to walk away. What will be God will. That's not, you're not going to teach you anything, this, right? You want to be looking eye to eye to the charts, to the market. And if you do shit, then you're gonna learn with the shit that you just did. But and the other reason is, why would I get stopped for 1 hour if my idea it's already invalidated as soon as I work below this? Would make any sense to let what why would I just sit and see the price get into my stop loss. Why would I do that? I would cut the trade, and then further, if I see that price starts to build a base and start to work above of my level again, then I can enter the trade again with stops at the lows and maybe even a better risk profile that was initially. So that's how I approach trading now. And yeah, I think with this we're gonna end the stream. That's basically the market report. We are, let me see, 40 minutes of stream for a first stream. It's good. I think this is better than videos. I'm gonna post videos anyway, but I think streaming. I don't edit the videos, so it's basically the same thing. And stream, if someone gets here, we can even chat on chat or something. But yeah, that's basically all. Uh, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna get back on here on the channel on the next week because uh, sometimes I don't get back on the next week. So we see when we see. It's not the expression in English that I wanted to use. My English is already fading. So, but that's all. Hope you all have a great weekend, and yeah, see you in the markets. That's it.